a profound silence has surrounded aspects of Meghan Markle's past, standing in stark contrast to the global scrutiny that brought down Prince Andrew. While Andrew's public life was decimated by allegations and his association with Jeffrey Epstein, resulting in the stripping of his titles and the erasure of his royal future, claims suggest that a similar, albeit unacknowledged, connection exists within Ms. Markle's history, raising questions about why one royal faced public ruin while the other appears have been shielded from comparable examination. This disparity in outcomes, particularly given their alleged presence in similar social circles and time periods, has prompted considerable speculation regarding a deliberate lack of public inquiry in Ms. Markle's prior associations. Prince Andrew's fall from grace was an undeniably public and global event. His close ties, Jeffrey Epstein, and the serious allegations from Virginia Roberts-Giuffre, dismantling his reputation with unprecedented speed and visibility. The consequences were immediate: titles were removed, engagement ceased, and his standing within the royal family was irrevocably altered for the world witness. Yet, a striking absence of similar public discourse has persisted concerning Meghan Markle's reported connections, that same intricate social environment, a silence that some observers find incongruous given the gravity of the circumstances surrounding Prince Andrew. Sources familiar with the matter allege that Meghan Markle maintained a personal relationship with Prince Andrew, extending beyond a mere casual acquaintance, long before her marriage Prince Harry. Individuals reportedly close the situation indicate that Andrew himself informed friends of knowing Ms. Markle well before her public role as a duchess, suggesting a connection that was considerably more intimate than has ever been publicly disclosed. This reported historical link fundamentally recontextualizes Markle's entry in the royal sphere, implying she arrived not as an entirely external figure, but with pre-existing, undisclosed ties the monarchy's inner circles. The existence of such an alleged prior relationship between Ms. Markle and Prince Andrew subsequently raises a series of inquiries that the palace has not publicly addressed. Questions emerge regarding the nature of their initial meeting, the depth of their association, and the reasons for this information remaining concealed, particularly during the period when Prince Andrew's scandal erupted. If Andrew faced severe repercussions due his connections, and Ms. Markle is claimed have been part of the same social orbit, the absence of public inquiry in her alleged past association prompts further scrutiny, leading speculation about potential protective measures or concerns within the palace regarding the broader implications of such revelations. Further claims suggest Ms. Markle's presence within an elite, exclusive social stratum that has been linked to Jeffrey Epstein's wider network. Karina Shuliak, identified as Epstein's last known girlfriend, publicly stated that her experiences aboard private planes and yachts were exclusively in his company, characterizing these as integral to his closely controlled inner circle. Photographs reportedly surfaced in 2014 depicting Ms. Markle on a private yacht, placing her within a similar high-status, private environment analogous to the one described by Ms. Shuliak. Connecting this reported presence on a private yacht in 2014 with Ms. Markle's alleged historical relationship with Prince Andrew paints a more intricate picture. The purported convergence of the same time period, shared social circles, and powerful environments raises questions about mere coincidence, suggesting a degree of proximity, a world that later became central, a global scandal. If Prince Andrew's reputation was irrevocably damaged by his involvement in that sphere, Ms. Markle's alleged presence anywhere near that orbit invites inquiry in her potential knowledge and the reasons for the sustained public silence surrounding this aspect of her past. Adding another layer these claims, Virginia Roberts-Giuffre, whose testimony significantly contributed the public downfall of Prince Andrew, reportedly sought to involve Meghan Markle in legal proceedings. It is alleged that Ms. Giuffre did not merely aim to hold powerful men accountable, but specifically requested Ms. Markle be called as a witness. This request was reportedly based on the assertion that Ms. Markle was considered a close past associate of Prince Andrew, a designation carrying significant implications. The alleged reasoning behind this request was straightforward. If Ms. Markle had a personal relationship with Prince Andrew prior her marriage Prince Harry, she might have possessed knowledge, observations, or experiences within environments that later became subject to intense international scrutiny. The query arises, if Ms. Markle had no involvement with that world, why would her name surface in the context of witness selection? Witnesses are typically identified for their potential offer pertinent information. However, as legal pressures escalated, Ms. Markle was reportedly never called, her name subsequently vanishing from public discussion regarding this connection. Prior her global fame and royal marriage, Meghan Markle's move to Toron for the television series Suits marked a turning point in her social trajectory. At this juncture, she was a working actress with career aspirations, yet without established access to the most exclusive and influential social circles. This changed significantly with the reported entry of Marcus Anderson in her life. Anderson, a prominent figure associated with Soho House, an exclusive private network known for its high-profile membership and elite connections, is alleged to have played a pivotal role in her social ascent. Sources suggest Anderson did not merely encounter Ms. Markle, he reportedly recruited her, subsequently introducing her the upper echelons of Toron society and facilitating access influential networks. Through these introductions, she reportedly connected with figures such as Jessica Mulroney and expanded her reach in circles linked to New York's prominent wealth and power. This period is not characterized as casual socializing, but rather as a strategic process of positioning, where each introduction and connection expanded her access increasingly powerful environments. By the time her name entered Prince Harry's orbit, Ms. Markle had reportedly already established herself within elite social structures that, according earlier claims, intersected with royal figures and Prince Andrew's sphere. Came further suggest that Prince Harry was not Ms. Markle's initial focus within the royal family. Instead, an older, established royal figure, already within the palace's inner workings and long associated with power, was reportedly her primary romantic and strategic target, Prince Andrew. This assertion significantly reinterprets Ms. Markle's pre-royal narrative, indicating a calculated and aspirational approach gaining proximity royal titles, status and access, rather than a serendipitous encounter. However, a significant obstacle reportedly stood between Ms. Markle and Prince Andrew Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. Fergie, as Andrew's former spouse and a long-standing ally, is described as having acted as a gatekeeper and protector of his royal space. According to claims, Ferguson actively impeded Ms. Markle's attempts to establish a closer relationship with Andrew, thereby obstructing her alleged pursuit. This alleged barrier necessitated a shift in strategy, prompting Ms. Markle seek an alternative pathway in the monarchy. It is reported that Ms. Markle did not anticipate a future with Prince Harry, nor did she expect to capture the attention of a younger, popular prince positioned at the centre of royal life. Nevertheless, when the opportunity presented itself, she reportedly embraced it. Once she had secured Prince Harry's attention, she maintained the connection. What reportedly commenced as an alleged strategic endeavour, connect with Prince Andrew, ultimately evolved in one of the most significant royal unions of the century, Ms. Markle not only entered the royal family but married directly in its core, a move that would reportedly reshape not only her own life but also the monarchy's future and bring light certain hidden narratives. Upon his marriage, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry reportedly believed he had discovered personal freedom, profound love, and a partner entirely distinct from the traditional royal establishment. He envisioned an escape from the formal confines of the palace in a new existence founded on openness and mutual trust. However, sources indicate that this initial conviction was not sustained. Over time, subtle intimations began reach him: hushed remarks, historical accounts, and veiled references Ms. Markle's past, particularly her alleged connections with Prince Andrew, predating their own relationship. Initially, Prince Harry reportedly dismissed these claims, steadfastly defending and protecting Ms. Markle, even distancing himself from family members who attempted to convey warnings. Nevertheless, a shift reportedly occurred. According to claims, Prince Harry eventually moved beyond mere rumours and accepted what he had previously resisted confronting. He reportedly realised that the royal family's earlier cautions were not born of jealousy, a desire for control or malice, but rather contained elements of truth. This realization, sources suggest, profoundly impacted him, causing him become reportedly disgusted, emotionally distant, and overwhelmed, struggling to engage with Ms. Markle without recalling the past she had allegedly withheld. Reported circumstances depict Prince Harry feeling confined in California, geographically separated from his family and his homeland, entangled in a marriage reportedly fraught with unresolved questions. For Prince Harry, this situation reportedly transcended mere scandal. It manifested as a profound betrayal. If Ms. Markle indeed had a personal connection with Prince Andrew and had initially targeted him rather than Harry, then Harry's choice in marriage would be perceived as a strategic utility rather than genuine affection. This alleged revelation, according sources, completely shattered him. Concurrently with Prince Harry's reported internal struggles, the palace was undertaking public actions that hinted at more extensive behind-the-scenes developments. Following the global fallout from the Epstein scandal that devastated Prince Andrew's reputation, an expectation might have existed for widespread media attention, investigations, and continuous coverage regarding Ms. Markle's alleged past connections with Andrew. However, such an explosion of press activity did not materialize. Instead, both the palace and the media maintained a profound silence. According to claims, this collective silence was not an accidental occurrence but a deliberate, strategic decision. The palace reportedly harbored three significant concerns. Firstly, there was apprehension regarding Prince Harry's mental well-being. The public disclosure of such truths could potentially lead his complete breakdown, a scenario the monarchy sought to avert. Secondly, a second Epstein explosion was feared. If Markle was even loosely linked to the same orbit that caused Andrew's downfall, the monarchy could face a scandal of far greater magnitude. Thirdly, the potential for institutional collapse was a concern. If the public became aware of Ms. Markle's alleged past connection to Andrew, the palace could be perceived as reckless, negligent, and utterly incompetent for having permitted her entry in the royal family. Consequently, instead of revealing the truth, it was reportedly suppressed. No official statements were issued, no questions were pursued, and no investigations were initiated. Ms. Markle was allegedly protected, not out of an affirmation of innocence, but because her exposure carried the risk of igniting a crisis that could engulf the entire monarchy. While the palace reportedly constructed this barrier of silence, one individual within the royal sphere is said to be unwilling to maintain perpetual quiet. This figure, Prince Andrew, is described as having nothing further lose, having endured the public destruction of his reputation, the removal of his titles, and the complete eradication of his royal future. His reality reportedly involves watching another individual who allegedly shared his world and circles and, according to sources, his personal history, emerge entirely unscathed from similar scrutiny. Claims indicate that Prince Andrew harbors intense fury, bitterness, and exhaustion from being the sole recipient of public punishment, while Ms. Markle reportedly remains protected. He purportedly feels he bore the full brunt of the consequences for involvement in a world she was also allegedly part of. Sources now suggest that he is prepared to speak, ready to disclose all information, reportedly driven not by a pursuit of justice, but by profound resentment. Furthermore, he is reportedly not acting in isolation. Sources claim that Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, stands in solidarity with him. Together, they are alleged to possess critical knowledge concerning Ms. Markle's past, her connection to Andrew, and various undisclosed chapters that the palace has diligently sought to keep private. For the first time, the potential threat to the monarchy reportedly originates not from external media pressures, but from within the royal family itself. A man who has been silenced for an extended period, who possesses no future safeguard, could potentially expose the full truth with a single public statement. The moment Prince Andrew utters even one sentence, the global narrative regarding these events could shift dramatically, as his words would reportedly render silence an insufficient shield for Ms. Markle. This brings in sharp focus the ultimate, most critical point, the truth that could irrevocably alter everything. Every narrative reaches a critical juncture, and every secret eventually faces a moment when it can no longer remain concealed. In this ongoing struggle, that moment is reportedly approaching. According to sources, a particular truth, a deeply buried reality, exists that could permanently dismantle Meghan Markle's royal chapter. This truth is reportedly held not only by Prince Andrew, but also by Sarah Ferguson, and, it is claimed, by Princess Eugenie. It is a truth reportedly interwoven with Ms. Markle's past relationship with Andrew, her alleged proximity to the Epstein orbit, and the fundamental reasons behind the palace's decision to maintain its silence. Should this truth emerge, Ms. Markle stands lose not merely status, but reportedly everything: her carefully cultivated public image, her royal identity, and her future influence. The monarchy itself could experience profound instability, as the narrative would shift from Ms. Markle marrying in the royal family and alleged infiltration. If Prince Andrew breaks his silence and speaks, the global perception of Meghan Markle would reportedly be irrevocably altered. The contemporary royal fairy tale narrative would fragment, revealing a history purportedly darker and more perilous than previously imagined. This impending possibility reportedly explains Ms. Markle's current state of panic, the palace's apparent inaction, and Prince Harry's reported emotional disintegration. It also provides context for Catherine's reported assumption of a calm, steady leadership role, and King Charles's alleged confirmation of their removal from royal duties. The monarchy is reportedly bracing for a significant impact. The unresolved question remains: what will transpire when the individual who has already lost everything finally decides he has no further reason to remain silent? When that moment arrives, the world will reportedly witness not merely a confession, but the real-time rewriting of history, marking the commencement of a new chapter in this unfolding story.